petitions from citizens on non-agenda items? We agree to get that. Okay, number 2, Rose Meadows Outlet A drainage area.
Okay, last time we left this off, I discussed that Mr. Frankie was cleaning up the detention area, and that was the decision that this committee made in order for us to move forward with the possession of this property. Last time that I met, I went out, 2 times ago when I went out there, there was more items that we agreed upon that needed to still be cleaned up. So happy to say that I went out last Wednesday and everything looks good. I'll just show a couple pictures and kind of show you a little bit before. And then I have a picture of last week. And what I can do while I was working, I'll show you after. Go back to it. Okay, so this is looking towards the south. I made 2 trips around this.
Was it improvement?
Yes. Yeah, it was a forest before. You couldn't even walk through it with all the vegetation, all the tall
That was
trees.
good, what it looked like before.
Yeah. So as you can see, you can clearly see everything that we can mow now, we can manage. But I did find a deer leg.
He's just showing everybody. It's awesome.
So, real quick, I wanted to stop in right here. Chose to leave the vegetation, the tree growth to the right. There's a pretty active wet drainage area with riprap in it. You can't mow it, never could. It seemed to be better to keep that there to hold that soil there, the environment there. So clearing that, I think, might have opened up a problem. Plus, it's hard to get to. Just kind of looking around, and then, as you can see, the FES, the flared end section, that belongs on the other side. And I brought out Eric Maurer that day. We have a plan to get that back on. And there's some fill we need to put it around the pipe. You might not be able to notice in this picture, but right there, it's high in that basin, and we can skim some of that dirt off to fill in areas and to address some of the issues. It's holding some water around the perimeter, and we don't need that. We need it to all drain and not be stagnant. There's the pipe that needs to be extended and put that flared end section on. So it just kind of runs out and it's eroded.
Do we have the pipe, or does that have to be ordered?
We might have a piece of pipe laying around put on there. But we're thinking if we get 20 foot out, we can build that up correct so it can be mobile. So let me see if I can.
What do you think, need a couple days of our crew in there?
I think so.
8-hour day?
Yeah, I really think so.
It'll be seeded and whatnot after they're done pushing everything around.
Right, whatever we disturb, we'll have to reseed it. So, we can move forward from before and just focus on this. So the second thing I have, I believe, I guess we need a decision from the committee if we want to move forward with obtaining this property.
Are you happy, comfortable with where it's at, based on what you want, what you expected?
Yeah. Yeah, and I was talking to Eric about, mowing it, and we believe we can facilitate that without much trouble. There's some trash and stuff, maybe we get summer help there, a couple guys to kind of clean up some, bags and whatnot,
That's what I was gonna ask, summer help's gonna be handling most of this, you think, or after it's all set up?
I would like to see a tractor with a wing mower to knock it down. It's really not zero turn friendly.
Okay.
I think you'll just tear them up.
Especially with this heavy stuff's in there until it gets kind of,
Yeah, maybe someday in the future if it works out, but we have to keep that mower up a little bit, so, and then fine tune it over time. So, Tommy can do it. Yeah. So, I did get an email from our attorney this afternoon. It's a special warranty deed if we want to move forward with it.
So this would be for the city to take the entire parcel,
Yes, sir.
as we'd be on the hook to repair, because it needs to be repaired anyway, right?
It needs to be worked on. It's not terrible, so I'm pretty happy that it's not worse than what it is. The drainage pipes are concrete, they're in great shape.
Very good shape.
So the true infrastructure is good. Everything leading to it's good. So, which we would have to maintain that anyways, no matter who owned it.
Right, the actual infrastructure.
Correct, yeah.
But at this point, if nothing else changes, we'd be on the hook to mow it a few times a year.
I would say mow it, 4 or 5 times a year, just keep it knocked down for now, and kind of go from there.
The access point for mowing is still between two residential homes.
Yeah, there's 7.5 foot on the very end of the street, but there's a curb that's like a barrier curb at the end of the street that redirects the waters and the curb inlet. You'd have to hop over that, and we have a light pole there. We'd have to. Plus, I don't know if the tractor's even 7.5 foot wide.
Does
So
we let the tractors or anything up going between two houses?
we're gonna have to do it during a very dry time and do it accordingly. Yeah. Well, we're gonna have to test it out and see what works best. Which entry spot. We just got to really play it out right here. There's a couple spots we can enter. So
Have you talked again to the homeowners that would be?
I've only talked to one homeowner. They're sitting right there at that table. They're the ones that live at the end, who made the initial complaint about the tall grass.
So the end would actually be going through kind of the part of the yard they can't right now.
Right. There's 10-foot easements on the side yard line.
Right.
So that's 7.5 foot's not really.
You know, siding? You place for us to side?
I didn't prepare the document.
No, the thing that motion was, to comply and the attorneys are there to sign and accept the warranty.
He's a grantor and he's going to convey it to the city. So he'd be the one signing it, I guess.
Mr. Frank Davis.
Yep.
Hands over.
Yeah, he said, I'm giving it to the city.
Is there a solution or something else that y'all are looking for at this point?
The only thing we were saying, we said it to Mr. Kriebel when he was out at the house, as he stated, there's more than one entryway, more than one way that you can get back to this property and do what you need to do. So in my mind, you look at all of those and you set up a schedule. If you're gonna do 4 to 5 times a year, my house, our easement gets it once, this one gets it once, so we spread the wealth, so to speak. So we're not constantly being the ones having you access and go through our property to get this done. And yeah, scheduling would be great if we're notified what's going on, because it is our homes and it does impact us when you're bringing that machinery through and you're doing what you're doing back there. So if I'm having a birthday celebration or a graduation or something in my backyard, maybe we can talk about scheduling those things. I don't think anybody want all that noise when they're trying to do something in their backyard.
I mean, it would be during the work day, work day,
I understand, but
whatever the.
we are
city
retired.
calls it.
we are retired and we do have groups of friends
Sure.
who are also retired that we bring over during the day to do things. So all we were asking for the very beginning was a little bit of communication and transparency.
Right.
And trying to make sure that we share the wealth here.
And I know, and Joel had sent on minutes from prior meetings, it was talked
Yeah, I
about
have
as well
those.
at some point. If anyone, any of the residents are interested in taking this over, having that conversation, of the information.
We know we don't, and we know of at least one other neighbor who has no interest in that property.
Okay.
And from when we first moved in, and the guy that lived next door to us had been there for a long time, he told us then, because that's what we were asking about, who did own it, trying to figure out what was going on. And he told us then that nobody there had any interest in owning that.
My main concern is that, and you also presented in your minutes too, there's more than 4 houses involved here. You're talking about a 2.5 acre lot that has got not only 4 people from Rose Meadows, but you also got people from Danaholt Farms, and Sterrett's Run backs up to it too, which in that area that he said is not accessible, okay, is on Sterrett's Run side. And I walked it myself to see what was going on, but now I got which I pointed out, the farmer behind us, which apparently that's a county line, and the one farmer is in the county, the other farmer, Danaholt, is in the city limits. He's only got a very small portion, but there's been a total blowout on the other side of that berm where there's a hole about this big around and about 8-10 foot deep. And I got video of showing back last year when we got that big rainfall, showing his drainage, Danaholt Farms, everybody's drainage coming in there and what it really did. And according to Nathan, the drain got plugged up, but I can see why, because what that farmer's drainage did when it blew it up, it came over the top, and everything that kid cleaned up down there, picked up the dead wood and just lifted it and shoved it straight toward the drainage hole. So, I don't know what can be done about him fixing his drainage, unless we're supposed to be everybody's drainage down there.
I mean, most of the subdivisions, if I'm wrong, correctly, does drain to that retention area. That's kind of how it was laid out, right?
Correct.
Right.
And we were
But the
told
farmer's field in the county shouldn't, but,
No, so what they have is, they have like a sediment pond, and there's a dam, a separate dam that all that rushes to. And they have a private pipe that goes underneath this dam, and it must have separated in the middle, and there's a hole there, but it doesn't affect the integrity of this system unless it overflows, like they mentioned. Then debris will come into it.
which the likelihood of it overflowing because something got clogged is probably a lot lower now than it was because everything's cleaned up.
Yeah, right, and looks like they're working on this pipe, that farm pipe too, that comes from knocking the hole, so I don't know exactly what they're doing there.
So obviously the neighbors that are mowing into the parcel can continue, at least unless we got cut, but.
I don't know if they will or not. You got some elderly people.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I'm 75, my neighbor's 92. Okay, there's a young couple on the 3rd house, 4th house, he just retired, so he's in his 60s. He was telling me today that area gets really nasty, trying to get your riding lawnmower down there.
Right.
Matter of fact, last year, before the other neighbor passed away, he got stuck down there, and me and another guy went down to pull him out.
Right.
So a lot of people, they don't do it because, or they're doing it mainly because of keeping the place looking nice.
Right.
Same way on the side of where I'm at. I'm doing the same thing, but when we initially moved in 5 years ago, it just was tall grass and beautiful trees. all I wanted was the tall grass taken care of, because I figured once it started getting cleaned up, trees would take care of it and keep it down low, like in most wooded areas.
Right.
We can't technically have trees, that's the problem, right? In the retention basins, it's gotta be cleared. So that's part of the issue.
This is what, motion to accept the deed?
Yeah,
So we'll take ownership for this and
Yeah.
maintain it.
I make a motion to accept the special larger deed as presented.
Okay, have a motion to accept the deed.
I'll second.
All right. Okay, anything else, Ed?
yes, sir.
Ready to vote, Jim?
Oh, sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Alright. Number 3, any comments? So, we'll start on that when it gets dried out?
We're not doing anything once it's dry.
Yeah.
So we don't wanna run up anybody's yard.
And,
Might be July.
and we'll have somebody contact you guys, let you know where our schedule is that we can do that, Nate?
I guess maybe the intent, hey, we're gonna mow sometime this week, that stuff.
I don't know how we do it.
Just straight schedule, you can't just let it.
Whatever it is.
We can try something, we'll try some things out. It's a little unorthodox, but we'll try it.
We'll work out something.
Aren't you working on a new notification schedule? Something electronic or something? I thought I'd seen that in one of your
I mean,
minutes.
we could probably just email you, if that works, just you directly. Or
So you're
the
gonna do that for all the other places you're gonna go through too,
the rest
as
of
we
the
talked about?
property owners, yes. We'll have to, yeah.
Sitting here, sitting there,
We have contact.
we don't,
We'll have to work on getting contact. Right.
Let me ask you something, David, and I don't know, I'm just throwing this out. When we cross an area like we're gonna be crossing, which to get to this property, do we ever take like before and after pictures or to show that something didn't happen or did happen? Or do the extent it happened,
Yeah, yeah,
we just be on the up and up and the residents know we're not trying to, you know, if we have damage, we'll fix the damage. It's-
right.
I should know if it head off some problems. Hey, this was damaged when your equipment came in, well, here's pictures where we took, we're not getting what you're talking about.
Cover everything, yeah.
We're always taking pictures. So-
Just to let you know too, I have security cameras all the way around my house, which takes a lot of pictures.
Okay, good. Okay, no other comments? All right, motion to bring this committee to an end. So do Gary, second. Jeff, all right. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.